Hey everybody, clearing. Okay, so today we're going to dive into a reading to see what is of concern on the journey for the masculines and feminines. And then we'll get into the usual daily divine counterpart reading. But let's look at what are the divine feminines needing clarity on regarding the journey at this point. What is it that we can see? So thank you, Divine Creator. What is it that the Divine Feminine Collective is challenged by or needing more connection, more clarity over? Third parties, the ending of third parties, friendship, all of that. I have been saying, I feel like I'm a little bit blue in the face because I say it so much, and I'm not trying to impress an opinion at all, but the Mars-Venus conjunction on February 12th that we're coming up for, this is the unconditional friendship energy coming into the earth plane from the cosmic to meet us in our ascension. And so this whole theme of why can't my divine counterpart hold space for me unconditionally as a friend when they say they want to, or why can't I do that? All of these themes seem to be coming up, and finding true amicable, seeing eye to eye, putting ourselves in the other one's shoes, really understanding the flip of the karma. And so that is coming through here, but we're also getting a little bit of the where is my person at regarding their karmic situation. Is this ever going to end? Are they going to leave the person? All that. So first off, let's get the two storylines. So for the divine feminines who are wondering about the friendship energies and themes about truly being amicable, we are getting Hanged Man on the fence. So the universe is doing, this is the universe putting everybody in a headlock. You're not wrong to feel that way, that there are some long-standing paradigms that are shifting. So don't forget to go to divine guidance, ask for understanding. If you are ever confused by anything, still yourself and actually pray or heart wish. That's the definition of prayer, it's heart wish. We're meant to heart wish as though our answer is already received. More on that is that when we ask a question, it's really indicative of the energy that we're at. We don't ask certain questions when we're not in the vicinity of the energy. We can tell a lot about where we're at on any process by the questions we ask. And so that's a huge indicator to where you're at in the journey as to what questions are relevant to you at this time. So pay attention to that. You'll notice that these questions about friendship might be a thing at this point. So ask the divine to show you what that means. What does that mean if we're asking these questions about friendship? Where are we at with comfort level and accommodation and heart opening and all of that stuff? What have been deal breaker energies? What is dropping into safety? What is evolving? So divine feminines, you have a lot of food for thought just to get you in the alignment of being able to hold space as a true friend. So ask the universe, ask the divine to show you more about that, because this is all part of a divine process to come into true unconditional love and allow for the free flow of seeing eye to eye with another individual. We don't own them, they don't own us, and it is a mutual motion into union. Twin flame unions can only happen when it's mutually chosen. Karmic situations, one person usually caves and comes into a connection before they're ready. And we could say that in that case, the person that convinced the other one to come in fell in love with potential and then was able to draw that other person in some cases. So a twin dynamic, we can't do that. It's 100% mutual or it doesn't happen. Okay, what about this Three of Cups for the feminines regarding the third-party situations? What would the divine have the feminines know about third-party situations? There is a lot of love here. These came out on the fence too. Stepping out of comfort zone, leaving that, and cracking open the safe, guarding the heart. So all of this is in the works. This process is slow and steady, and not everything has been seen yet. So when your divine counterpart finally does leave a karmic situation, it's because they have seen the connection between their emotions, playing safe, and where they're at with willing to leave their comfort zone into uncharted territory to access their extraordinary life. And that has been something that's come up on my journey, the wording. Why did you leave a karmic partnership? Because it was okay, it was all right, I could have settled, but I want an extraordinary life. And that is, the sun comes out when we see that the situation is holding back from the extraordinary life, the magnificent life, that we've been giving away our power and playing small. That is a real indicator that it's a karmic situation. Okay, for the divine masculines, what can we see for the divine masculines regarding what are they concerned about? Oh yes, we already get the Ten of Pentacles in the reverse. So long-term abundance, long-term legacy energy, commitment, but financial provision and material realm success, all of that. So let's get some more clarifiers for the masculines. What else can we know about this divine creator? What is the... It's a matter of perception. We got the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse, which is the card of divine intervention, the lucky break, things coming in, but it is an as above, so below. So divine masculines, this is, you know, if you're concerned about the material realm, you might be missing something energetically as far as, you know, that holy grail, the love. You might be focused too heavily on the material realm alone and not so much on the spiritual or the love-based energies as part of it. Everything unfolds naturally when it's in balance. And so if you're feeling like there's a speed wobble or your abundance isn't coming in or you're just not getting ahead, it might be because you're too focused on what meets the eye and not enough dropping in to look at the energetics underneath all of that. When you come into alignment, as above, so below, as below, so above, you evoke your free will contribution to go forward from that conscious place that really looks at the foundational energies. And in that motion, there is a heart cry to the divine for collaboration. When we are in ego, thinking that it has to be done from our own power and not a surrendered motion of what is meant for us and what would be most beneficial coming through us into the earth plane for a legacy. The wording got funny on that, but that's the energy when we open our hearts and know that abundance follows intention, follows energy, when we're fulfilling a niche that is actually helpful and instructive or constructive, creative. When we align with that, that benefits humanity, and the divine gets behind that. Our hearts are in the right alignment. It's not just a self-seeking motion. And so when we seek to assist, we are blessed and we bless in that motion. That's the new energy here. So divine masculines, if you've been feeling like you just can't get ahead, drop into purpose, come into alignment, get fired up on what really matters, and watch how this wind, the spiritual wind in the sails, comes in to assist and cause you a deeper fulfillment. Okay, I'm going to do now, what are the divine feminines wishing going forward? Actually, I'm going to do this as a relationship check-in for the twins and see through the lens of the after tarot here, which is a little bit of like the next step kind of a card deck. It shows what happens just after certain energies in the traditional tarot. So let's see. Thank you, Divine Creator. What can we see for the heart wishes of the twins going forward? What is the third energy that will be created? And what are each of the counterparts desiring next in the journey? What is going to be the challenge for the counterparts? So we're getting the Moon for Divine Feminine with the Three of Cups in the reverse again. We're getting the Hierophant for the masculines and healing after the third party situation. So we're getting this direct message that third party situations are going to be exiting third energies. So that can be anything like belief systems, jobs, family, karmic partners, multiple partners, paradigms, different things that have been a third consideration with these connections are being released. And this is also the unconditional friendship that is about to come in or be potential to come in. So not everybody's going to access that immediately, but the cosmic potentials are coming in for it, so it will be easier to access than ever before. Going into the future, healing is where it's at. Healing in the mutual space. There's going to be truth that will be distilled in a review, a rest period. There is a masculine taking a rest, so the masculines are primarily going to be recovering and actually doing the healing from having left karmic situations. There's going to be peace afforded in those scenarios, so that there is a lot of leaving third, and I'm getting heavily like sexual partner energy, so the masculines are going to be releasing a lot of that. And it's a spiritual motivation with the divine masculines having this high priest energy. It is really heavenly ordained, like it is a spiritual motion. It's coming into a higher love, a higher awareness of why certain connections or affiliations are not beneficial. And for the feminines, we're getting the Moon. So this is the eclipse energy of April 30th coming in. We've got the Sun and the Moon there. But this is also secrets coming to light and balancing out and just catching flow with the cycles. Divine feminines are really going to be supported by the knowledge that these cycles have a breath and a pulse to them, and that each time the twins navigate an energetic pattern or paradigm contemplation, that there's a level up, and there is a cosmic spiritual essence here, a balancing out that the counterparts are going to be coming into friendship over. So there's going to be these higher awarenesses that find a meeting ground up and above the mundane, the earthly, is what I'm getting here. So there's going to be enough healing, enough processing available, so there can be a new kind of on the same page, more of a philosophical or spiritual, energetic look at the energies I'm getting than an ego-based karmic sort of blame game or projection. If that's happened in the connections in the past, it's not going to be a go-to energy anymore. There's going to be this heightened kind of more philosophical approach where the twins can hold space to actually listen with fresh eyes without the attachment. You know, when you first meet somebody and you're just curious about what makes them tick, where they've come from, what they've done, the kinds of experiences they've had, and you're like, yes, that's amazing, you're awesome, I love that. And then as the attachments form, it's like, oh, that was awesome when you did that when you were single or when you weren't with me, but now that's threatening. So that's not going to happen anymore. That's going to be released, and there is this continued safety coming in with the true platonic or unattached friendship. That's the Mars-Venus conjunction energy that's coming in. So there won't be so much personal triggering. So keep doing the work, divine counterparts, so that you can actually just show up in that for your divine partner and not force any control paradigms. Okay, let's do the daily. Oh, let's get an energetic card. So for the masculines, what can we say for those who are watching regarding the spiritual energies coming in that allow for unconditional friendship, emotional equilibrium, and compassionate non-attachment? So you're finding your own spiritual reasons, and in your life review up until now, you're seeing how all of the things that you've navigated have resulted in higher spiritual understanding up and out of the paradigms of the world. And this is creating a permission within you to really own what you know and who you've become, so that you are not in weak energy. If anybody is curious or questioning or interrogating, I just heard that you'll be able to hold your own and just know that you have had a higher motivation for those things, and the dots are being connected. You are up leveling out of needing to experiment with so many things because you have found the lessons in it, and now you're in balance. So what is it that the feminines can see energetically in this motion? Chamber of communication, correspondence, declaration, and telepathy. The moon does talk about the subconscious or the energetic transference. So if you are curious, divine feminines, go into a telepathic openness with your divine masculine and feel the energies shifted, I'm hearing. So give the benefit of the doubt and just drop in and see if you can sense a different energetic or emotional response when you meet your masculine in that 5D space at this time, because you'll get more information about where your divine counterpart is on the journey when you do that with an open heart and open mind rather than the filters of judgment or fear. So let all that go. Continue letting that go. Somebody needed to hear that. And meet in that space where it's just grounded and practical and clear as to what you're picking up on. Okay, let's get into daily, what cards am I going to use? Daily Divine Masculine check-in. Actually, let's do one. I'm going to do one deck for the Divine Masculines. So thank you, Divine Creator. What can we see about the Divine Masculines? Thinking about these connections, feeling on the heart space. What are they wishing? And also the feminines. What are the divine feminines thinking, feeling, wishing, doing? What are the twins challenged by most at this time? What is the spirit guided solution? Where is the connection going from each side of it? I'm going to pull one card from each deck and then a union space. So we'll do all the normal things, but we'll have a contribution from the masculines, the feminines, and the union space, the third energy, the meeting place. Okay, divine masculines. We are getting exhaustion. Things are going well. They are getting near the end of certain explorations of patterns and cause and effect and things that the divine masculines have known they've needed to close out, but there seems to be just a little bit of a, I'll do that next week, or I'll do that in a few days. They're giving themselves permission to rest right now and to not feel like they have to work really, really hard at making the connections happen right now. There's a self-love in that, where they know the connection, but they don't fear that they're going to lose it if they genuinely don't feel to come forward. They're giving themselves permission to allow that. What are the feminines? Feminines, you are in my divine feminine Queen of Wands energy here with the cat, claiming your independence. You're sitting there, sitting pretty, I heard. So you're feeling very sensual, very sexual today, divine feminines, and empowered, and knowing that you're also trusting the connection because you know that your worthiness, your beauty, your attractiveness does not depend on whether your masculine is showing up or not. You are noticing that you think you're pretty fine, I just heard, and able to differentiate between your masculine's free will choice not to come forward, and your value. So this is a leaving of the objectification templates, and you're feeling your sensuality, your beauty from within. It does not depend on whether or not your masculine accepts you. That's a very nice energy. Okay, let's get... So there's a relaxing from both sides there. Yeah, heart opening. In the union space, we're getting this letting go. This is my 4D, the linear time card. So letting go of the past, not fearing the future, and just dropping in the moment and allowing it to just be. It's not a condition. It's not a fault of the other. There's very little projection here. Everybody is really chill in thinking about these connections right now. Masculines are tired, feminines are glowing up. But nonetheless, there is a lack of expectations or conditionality here that I'm feeling that's so nice. Okay, on the heart space, the masculines, oh, twin flame, 1111, Four of Wands, union. Wow, they really feel, divine feminines, that there is I'm no kaoi. There's nothing better. This is the foundation, the celebration. Beautiful. So divine masculines, your feminine is the bomb. That's what I'm seeing here. You know, this is beyond home is where the heart is. It's like a very supportive energy. It's not just a creature comfort pull. It's like an integral part. I'm seeing literally that, you know, when you're doing the hands like this, we got one wand from each side here, and it's a collaborative foundation that's been built, and it's been built on a spiritual, energetic level. The masculines are recognizing that on the heart space. Divine feminines, Knight of Wands in the reverse. So a lot of phallic symbols, a lot of passion, a lot of fire here. You're mastering sexuality. We saw that in a reading recently. So if you haven't seen the divine feminine sexual mastery reading, go back and look at that, because this energy is really here. Divine feminines, you're being able to pull back your lust for your masculine, because it's a more of a grounded spiritual energetic thing. Some feminines might fear that if the sexual energy drops off, and be concerned that it's gone somewhere. That's actually a positive if that's happening to you, because that means you're no longer chasing with it, and that it's coming into alignment with when it is justified or not. So that's a beautiful thing, because that means you're deepening into channeling it, utilizing it for your benefit, rather than having it kind of throw you at its mercy. And now you're seeing too that those runner chaser, hot and cold, push pull, ghosting, breadcrumbing energies, you have contributed to that by overextending, by wishful thinking, by desiring something that wasn't ready to come in, by pushing it, by convincing, or being drawn that way. Even just leaning that way is being tempered out as you come into knowing you can just attract what is meant for you, not needing to do the work for that it is what it is, and that you just want what's for you. There's a calming of the sexual predator energy. We don't really talk about that huntress energy here. There is a time and place for that, and in these connections it's harmful for the feminines to go into the huntress energy when the masculine is giving clear indication they are not desiring that. On these twin flame journeys, when the counterparts do these motions, though, there is so much more going on than just a basic 3D alignment. There is such a spiritual, energetic, a channeling of the divine flow. And so divine feminines, if your masculine appeared to reject you in the past, it is likely that that was divinely guided, and it was an intuitive motion. So we're going to get friend zone, too intense, need space, I'm into you. Those are the things that the divine masculines say when they're giving a weather report of the connection. Don't take offense to those. Learn to ask the divine to show you how you're supposed to navigate when those things are mirrored to you, so that you can continue coming out of this confusion where the animal self is running the show and dropping into the queen energy, the sexual mastery, all of that. Okay, let's get a shared space card. What is it we can see for, oh yeah, we're still getting the research and this emperor energy. So this is your own inner emperor, this control of the sexual energies, divine feminines I'm getting, and researching, still continuing to research sacred sexuality, tantra, energetic systems, you know, anything to do with sacred sexuality, coming into understanding the connection between the emotions and the sexual responses, all of that. And for the masculines, this is you coming into your emperor status. This is beautiful. Yeah, because as you're leaving some of these karmic things that we've seen recently, you're starting to glimpse your true worthiness, divine masculines. Because as hard as it is to believe, the divine masculines have had worthiness issues as well on this journey. Divine feminines, don't think that just because your divine masculine seems to have been calling the shots, that they have felt like they were worthy or in the know. That can be a too cool for school kind of defense mechanism where they try to appear like they've known more than what's going on. Divine masculines, it is a journey. Okay, what can we see for the wishes of the masculines? The star. This is a card of making a wish, wishing on a star. So divine masculines, you are wishing to align with your destined path more so than ever, I just heard. And you see your feminine as part of that. You see the benefit of the history together. This is Aquarius energy as well, and we are in star season here. This is another nod to that Mars-Venus conjunction. So you are wishing to really find the meeting place, the harmony in these connections. Divine feminines, we're getting the Ten of Pentacles in the upright, which is the long term. So you're wishing for your divine masculine to be in your life for the rest of your life, to be in this legacy energy. You are appreciating what has happened and you are preparing and opening to what may come, whatever that is, just success and fulfillment here. So in a way, both are really looking at the same type of a future, the bright future energy. Long-term thinking, we're getting on that page. Yeah, eyes have been opened, defenses down, egoic projections of what should be, what it should look like. Just getting that those are all being let go of in exchange for wanting to see things accurately, realistically, and not so like the wild imaginings of ego or attachment or expectations. Those are being, that ghost is being given up, and there is a surrender and a humility coming in that just says, show me what is for me, show me what it looks like, show me the way. What is the action for the masculines? Ooh, the separation is here. And the feminines, we have the karmic partner showing up. So yeah, there's a lot of energy about leaving lower vibrational things, leaving lower vibrational assessments, leaving things that are not grace-filled, not nurturing. It's interesting that I even pulled those at the same time. Leaving the 3D, this is all pentacle stuff. So leaving things that don't provide wholesome sustenance or vitality, aliveness behind. And it's not that those things are now disadvantaged and abandoned. It's that there is a shift towards bringing in more of the good stuff. Okay, what is the connection space? Yeah, energetics, really coming into the discernment of frequencies and what is for each and every individual. What is the heart saying? What direction does the individual need to move in that brings true unity and nurture? Both twins are looking for an increase of belonging. What is the biggest challenge for the masculines? All of the things coming up right now from the subconscious, all the secrets being revealed, all of the converging energies. What is the challenge for the feminines? The secrecy. These are two cards of ambiguity and aloof energy, really. So there's a lot going on for both the twins right now. There is a otherworldly processing that doesn't feel so otherworldly anymore. It's more of a way of life than it once was. But this is a different sort of focus. It's not focused on the 3D. It's behind the scenes, under the surface, between the lines, that kind of an energy. So both are becoming specialists at reading energy, seeing things for what they are, not what they present to be or try to convince or, self-proclaim. This is the action, speaking louder than words, getting down to business, more action, less words, that kind of emotion. But knowing where it's really coming from. What is the spirit-guided solution? Freeing the mind for the feminines. Don't believe everything you think, letting yourself out of fear, not needing to perpetuate the same bondage that you have been in through, overthinking, thinking inappropriately, fearful thinking, limited thinking. The spirit guidance is free your mind. If you are feeling secrecy here, divine feminines, I'm getting, because this card is pointing towards the masculines on the table, that there's something that you are up to, divine feminines, that you wonder if it would affect your twin journey, almost like a superstitious energy. So whether that's a soulmate, whether it's your karmic partnership, whether it's like a job, a move, some major thing that you haven't told your masculine about fully, or even how still invested in your connection you are. Whatever it is, there seems to be a motion to free your mind and not fear that it's going to be a deal breaker, or that your divine masculine won't unconditionally understand, or even better yet, that if you go forward without fear towards whatever that thing is that's calling you at this time, truly, and when it's in alignment with the divine or when it's rebellious. So those things that are truly in alignment, you can't go wrong. So go forward fearlessly about those. Don't worry how it will affect your journey. Don't be superstitious that it will railroad that, because when it's best for you, it is best for your union. What is the divine or the guidance for the divine masculines? This is interesting, because I'm getting a divine feminine feeling here. This is the Queen of Swords, which has been there and seen that and understands it and understands the energy. Your divine feminine is the moon. Your divine feminine does understand frequencies and emotional connections to things. And so there is a new layer of validity that you are coming into here, divine masculines, where possibly you've been in the superiority inferiority thing. There needs to be some humility coming in. There could be some communication available to you if you want to break the ice and talk with your divine feminine about some of the energetic reveal that you're going through. Your divine feminine, I'm being told, knows exactly for your situation the things that you are coming to realize in your karmic process. Your divine feminine holds the key for some of the things that you're beginning to see. And that is not to say your divine feminine is superior. It's not to say your divine feminine is better. It's just in every twin connection, the feminine does hold intuitive keys for the masculine. And when the communication can come in, when that union space can be utilized and collaboration can happen, the feminine does hold certain realizations and light codes for you, divine masculine. So there is another nudge here for communication. Specifically, spirit guidance is saying your divine feminine holds some vital information for you at this time. So whether that's a direct communication or energetically taking notes from your feminine, there's something that your feminine can offer you. It might actually be whatever this thing is that the divine feminines are curious as to how it's affecting the divine masculine or will in the future. It could be something like that. Divine masculines, you could be feeling pulled that your feminine has something to say, or there is maybe a major change happening, and it could be time to reach out for an update just to see how your feminine's life is going. And I'm getting that there's sort of, it's not like it needs to be shared, because we saw that the feminines, what they do for self, they do for union. But it's like the divine masculines would be benefited on an energetic level to know, not necessarily a logistic level, but maybe even just to confirm the intuition that there's a change afoot. So yeah, test it out, divine masculines. Ask your feminines for an update and see if your intuition was right. So we get heartache, the Three of Swords, in this challenge space. So it could just feel like it's unnecessary not to be in communication, and that with a bond like this, why are the counterparts not more freely exchanging? It just feels like something's amiss, and that it's unnecessary to not be in the loop is what I'm seeing. Okay, where is the connection going from the masculine side? Keeping an open mind about the future, and the feminines, one foot in front of the other, needing to make real world baby step changes for some reason right now. So yeah, it does feel like the feminines are in a period of change and motion, and then once that update can happen, the divine masculines can set new manifestation targets. What is the based on that information? So it's not that it will hinder or deter the unions for you to not share information with your divine masculine. It's just that when you make the changes that are best for you, that will support your divine masculine by being able to then take that knowledge and make changes on their side of it. But for some reason you're being asked to do the changes in front of you, divine feminine, autonomously. I think that I'm hearing that shows the masculine the real you without their influence. It's a beautiful thing. Okay, what is the third energy here? Burdens are being ended, divine feminines, whatever these changes are. Here's that Hangman. It came out in that on the fence thing again. So everybody, go into meditation. Don't rely so much on readings right now. Don't rely so much on needing to know anything external. Just keep working the puzzle of coming into your most pure expression. Making the decisions that are in balance for you. All of that. Okay, let's get... Alright, we're going to get an Earth Warriors Oracle for the collective. One last message for the twins. Medicine of the Rainbow Jaguar. We actually get this one quite a bit. Ikchal. This is a 13. I know I get comments about the 13 energy when this comes up. Ikchal protects you now as you transition from one life phase to the next. With her rainbow light, this guardian goddess instructs you on how to use great power with wisdom to nourish only what is worthy. There's that nourishment. that we're wishing for as a collective. Using Jaguar medicine with perfect timing, she confronts that which is unworthy of her devotion, eradicating destructive forces and creating space for healing, relief, and rebirth. Her presence is the wild power of the jaguar, the renewal promise of the rainbow, and divine feminine creativity. All darkness shall be overcome. So we are seeing the motion that this is your time to create autonomously, and that will support your divine masculine at this point, to see that light come through you autonomously and witness. Everybody is, I'm hearing all eyes on divine feminines right now, because it is a direct connection to source that's running through the divine feminine collective into the world, no longer being filtered through the permissions of the masculine. True autonomy is being reached. How beautiful. Many blessings, everyone. Bye for now.